Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Well, not good morning. Sorry. It's actually a little bit later, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so you see the topic for today. We're going to talk about potatoes. Yum, yum. One of my favorite foods. Before we get started, I just like to talk about why I'm qualified to discuss these sort of things. Those of you might probably already know, I was in the hospital, and it was years after that I learned about the idea of using food as medicine and just improving overall wellness. And I mean, not, replacing medicine with food necessarily if there's something major going on, but just the adjunct of using food and the idea of using food if you just want to, continue increasing your wellness. So yeah, I became a health coach in the process so that I could be the resource that I didn't have myself for, so I could be that resource for other people. So I could just hand over different things, like whether it's recipes or, just different information in general. I just became a health coach so I could be that person, that resource to hand over things that I didn't have. I also learned just how powerful nutrition can be and just how awesome it is and how we should all, take the benefits, why not, right? And, I just learned also how powerful food can be to prevent a lot of illnesses and different symptoms that we think are kind of normal in our society, but they don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a normal part of aging or a normal part of our lifespan at all. And I create these videos and I'm a health coach and I do the things I do so that I can spread this message with as many people as possible. So we just don't have to deal with those illnesses. I mean, yes, there is a way with a healthy enough lifestyle and diet to reverse disease and symptoms. But, if we don't have to deal with them in the first place, wouldn't that be even better? If we could focus on what we really want to do and really are meant to do and the different things that we want to do and not have to be sidetracked by things like symptoms and diseases and illnesses and just that would be so cool. So that's why I do what I do. I also, along this journey, created a course that I will post down below in the comments. That is just a great way to, if you want help changing your diet or just adding more fruits and vegetables to your routine. So yeah, I definitely recommend you check that out if you or someone is interested in changing their diet or adding more fruits and vegetables to their routine. To just go ahead and share that because it's really inexpensive. I walk you through step by step kind of how to do it. And, there's a Facebook group attached to it and different kinds of just resources and different things you can take advantage of. So I really recommend that you do that if you're interested in that. Yeah, so back to the topic for today is potatoes. So I don't know if a lot of you realize the amount of variety of potatoes there are. So I will actually post a graphic that I found down below, also in the comments, that is just an awesome graphic showing all the different kinds of potatoes. And I personally choose the more colorful potatoes just because color equals nutrients. So any way that I can get more nutrients in, I definitely take advantage of that. If you look at like orange sweet potatoes, there are also white sweet potatoes. I really like purple potatoes. They're just really unique, really cool ways to get, and there's also even purple sweet potatoes. So you can kind of combine those things. So yeah, they're all really, like, any kind of potato is really awesome though. And so I definitely encourage you to take advantage of that. A lot of our friends that are actually omnivores, really either are afraid of potatoes or kind of avoid them altogether. And I haven't really heard anyone specifically say this in an article or a video, but just using all the information that I've learned and kind of combining it, I believe that's because when you eat meat, it, like, the fats and different things clog up your cells. And so then your insulin resistance doesn't really work right. So then you have to be concerned about things like potatoes. I always used to hear this, like potatoes because the starch becomes sugars and blah, blah, blah. And so, but when you aren't eating meat and you don't have that insulin resistance issue happening and your insulin is working correctly, you don't have to worry about that at all. So it's very cool. Like, I always think about it, why would you crave something? And 95% of people do crave potatoes. Why would you crave something that your body's not supposed to have, you know? I always ask myself that question. So let me see if I missed anything that I wanted to say. I believe it's about it. The only other thing I wanted to add, which I don't think a lot of people will realize either, is that if you can compare a large potato and a large egg, there's actually more protein in a large potato, which might actually blow a lot of minds. Yeah, that's why we say, like, with a plant-based diet, that there's really no nutrient that you're not going to get enough of as long as you get enough calories. So you really don't need to worry about, I know that was the old comment, where to get your protein from. So even a potato has protein. So again, a large potato has more protein than a large egg. So yeah, and I know a large potato is kind of big, but you know, people kind of rely on eggs as being like a protein bomb, and he's not the only one. So just keep that in mind as you're eating different things, and you know, just thinking about exploring different diets and things like that, that there's ways to get everything. So yeah, so as usual, I'm on a lot of different social platforms. So if you want to reach out to me, you can totally do that. If you want to reach out privately, if you also want to join our Facebook group, I definitely encourage you to do that. Our One Simple Change with the Longs Facebook group, I will post that down below in the comments as well. I definitely, think that you should check that out if you haven't already, to really just see what's out there. And, we share lots of resources, lots of recipes, articles, videos, all kinds of things. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. So yeah, so One Simple Change with the Longs, that's a Facebook group. So, and you can post questions in there as well. And if you have anything, you can kind of crowdsource it, or you can, again, reach out to me privately and I'll talk to you as well. Yeah, and again, if you're watching this live or on replay, I always say this: if there's anything that you want to comment, or anything that you think I may have missed, or any experience you might have with any of this, I definitely encourage you to comment down below, and just let everybody know what you've experienced with this sort of thing. And if you eat potatoes, or if you don't, that's really cool. And also, if there's anything that you want me to cover in a future video, I would definitely like this to be as useful to you as possible. So if there's anything you are interested in hearing more about, definitely let me know as well. So I think that's about it. And until next week, have a beautiful and colorful day. Bye, everybody.